let me just tell you a little bit about my story and give you some really key secrets or some hints that can help you to learn how to validate yourself internally despite anything that is going on, even if the whole world is shouting at you, telling you that what you're doing is terrible or that you're not a good person or whatever. Okay, I want to show you how you can 100% validate yourself internally and let that stick and let that heal you. Through high school, through college, I found myself being one of the girls that did not get asked on a lot of dates. A lot of my friends were getting asked on dates, or a lot of the girls that I saw around me were getting asked on a lot of dates, and I wasn't, which was also very humiliating, and I began to believe that there was something wrong with me, that somehow I wasn't pretty enough, I was not confident enough, I didn't have whatever amazing perfect trait that was attracting guys. I kind of reacted to this in a couple different weird ways. On one side, I just felt very hurt and I felt very sad. I had a lot of pity parties. I threw a lot of pity parties. And on the other hand, I was a little bit rebellious in a sense. I was kind of just mad at this whole idea that was being thrown at me, this belief about me. So when people told me, and this happened multiple times, I had very short hair at the time, or at least it was probably about shoulder length at the time, early college. And I had many people tell me that you could never get married or guys would never date you if you had short hair. Now, I was super frustrated by that because I did have somewhat short hair. I didn't really have any inclination to grow it out at the time. I liked my short hair. So what did I do? I cut it even shorter because that little rebellious part of me was like, well, I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna prove that I can have really short hair and date somebody and get married. And funny story, crazy enough, when I met my husband several years later, I actually did have very, very short hair. It was like chin length. And we met and we started dating and we did eventually get married. So, hey, it's possible. I proved it. Okay, but after we got married, I actually grew my hair out because I actually enjoyed that, found that I enjoyed that more than the short hair. But that little rebellious part of me was fighting for the short hair just because I was being told that guys wouldn't date me if I had short hair. Now, the point where I started switching things around, obviously this is a journey. Obviously I still experience some level of this need for validation occasionally, but the moment when things started to change for me was when I decided to let go of all the expectations around me. There was one summer when I came home from college and I was staying home for the summer. This was, I think, my third summer home from college. I seriously let go of everything. There weren't a whole lot of guys, there weren't any guys that I was interested in my hometown. Where I was going to school was many states away. So I was not concerned about what people thought about me. I was not concerned about how I looked or, what friends or what guys I was attracting. So I literally just turned to myself and I started kind of focusing on how I felt, how my body felt. I started just focusing on how I wanted to feel about myself. And something that was really, really helpful for me was doing yoga. Yoga, a lot of times, if you just go onto YouTube or if you go to a YouTube class, if you go to a yoga class, the instructor is going to focus on tuning into how your body feels. So when I would do these yoga exercises, I'd be really focused on how my body was feeling. I'd be focused on just being present in the moment and feeling very grounded. So I'd be focused on just the sensations in my arms and in my legs and within my body, in my mind. I'd be really gentle with myself in those moments as well. So anytime that these negative thoughts would come to my mind, I would practice just letting them go and relaxing and saying thank you to myself, saying thank you to my body, being grateful for my body. And as I did that, as I was focusing on those gentle movements and focusing on kind of coming into myself, that was actually a huge turning point for me. Not just for the whole external versus internal validation standpoint, but for my self-confidence as well. I actually started eating much better as well. I'd had a really poor relationship with food up until this point, and during the summer, because I was so focused on just being present and focusing on what my body needed, I really healed my relationship with food as well. So I was able to just eat normal amounts of food without binging and, exercising like crazy to get rid of all the excess food that I had eaten. That cycle really slowed down, and I was able to just tune in and focus on eating the right amounts of food. That summer really, really boosted my confidence. I felt much more relaxed. I felt much more at peace with myself. I had people in my life, like my mom, right, who would tell me growing up, oh, you look beautiful, you look just great, you look fine. And I always, always believed that they were lying, because the way that I was being treated by other people did not suggest that I was beautiful or that I looked nice or whatever. But as I started to kind of just focus and release some of those negative thoughts and just come into myself, I realized that literally none of that mattered at all, because you're gonna have people that tell you that you look great, you're gonna have people that tell you you look horrible, or they'll just act like you look horrible or whatever, right? And like, who's right? Like, literally neither of them is right. If you take a moment just to kind of take a deep breath, and you do this repeatedly, right, where you're taking a deep breath and you're just focusing on being where you are. This is called grounding, right? You can do it standing up, you can do it sitting down, you can do it laying down if you really want to. But you just close your eyes, or you can keep them open, and you just start taking notice of everything that's around you. You notice how your feet feel touching the ground. You notice how your body feels touching the bed or the chair. You notice the air moving around you, and you notice the smells that are around you. You notice what you're seeing if your eyes are open. You notice the little things that you're hearing. You just really start to pay attention to some of the things that you wouldn't normally notice throughout the day. Now, what this does is it reminds you to come back to who you are, because we are constantly surrounded by noise and social media and different ideas and beliefs. And you can watch any TV show or movie and see all these beautiful women walking around because they always, dress them up real nice and do their makeup perfectly. Or you can just go onto social media and see everybody all decked out in their perfect makeup and perfect hair. And you start to have this belief, you start to develop this idea that perfection is the way that these people look. That if you don't look like that, then you're not beautiful, that you're ugly, or that you don't have what it takes to succeed in life. And because of that, because of all this noise and all this craziness going on around you, you forget who you are internally. You forget to come to yourself. So you practice this grounding. You practice just tuning into what's going on around you. Do it in a quiet space if you can. And if you want to, you can turn on some meditation music to just help you relax and help you come into yourself. And as you're doing this, you're gonna notice different feelings and thoughts. And they really start to become noticeable, because now those feelings and thoughts are the only thing that are they're the only things that are interrupting this peace that you have around you. So you're focused, you notice this thought hit you oh, you didn't do your homework, or maybe, oh, remember that one time when that guy said that one thing to you, or maybe you just feel this stress, or maybe you just feel maybe you feel hungry, maybe you feel tired, maybe you feel a little bit tense or a little bit irritated. Maybe you feel some feelings of guilt or shame just kind of hanging out, kind of lingering around. Now, when you do start to notice these feelings, first of all, don't just shove them away. Don't shove them into the back of your mind. Don't be angry with yourself for having these feelings. The first step is to just recognize them, just notice them, and allow them to be there. Because when we shove things out, we label them as wrong or bad or evil. And when we do that, we just feel worse about ourselves. Those thoughts and those feelings and experiences and memories that you have are very normal and very natural. So we're just going to notice them, and we're going to be gentle with them. And just literally take note. Oh yeah, I do remember that one time that one guy said that one thing. Or, yeah, I do feel a little icky right now. I do feel some guilt. I do feel some shame. And just explore it. Let yourself feel those things. Let yourself experience them, without frustration, without judgment, without anger, without guilt. Guilt can build on guilt. Don't let yourself feel guilty for feeling guilty, okay? Don't let yourself feel shameful for having feelings. Just experience them. And as you're allowing yourself to experience and notice these feelings, gently start to let them go. Not shoving them away, not telling them they're not allowed to be here, but just gently start to let them go. So yeah, I do remember that one time that one guy said that one thing. That was pretty frustrating. And I didn't like how it felt. I still don't like how it feels when I remember that memory. But right now, I'm in a safe space, and it's okay for me to let go of that memory. It happened. It was not fun. It was not a good experience, but it's okay for me to let it go. Thank you, body and mind, for keeping me safe. Thank you for holding on to these memories for a time to remind me that we don't like these things, but it's okay. I'm safe. This memory is not hurting me anymore. It's in the past, so it's okay for us to let go. Okay? And just speak to yourself like this. Speak to yourself very gently. Remind yourself it's okay to have feelings. Those experiences that you've had in the past, they're real. They did hurt. They were not fun. And it's okay. It's okay for us to let them go now. They're not hurting us anymore. You're safe. Okay? And as you're doing this and you're just coming into yourself and you're just gently letting go of these memories and these feelings, I want you to keep doing this until you feel just peace, okay? So the absence of the guilt and the fear, the insecurity, the frustration, the anger, the absence of all of that should just feel peaceful. And when you've been able to find that point where you're just calm and peaceful, just continue to take some deep breaths and just sit with that peace, okay? And as you do, I want you to kind of explore who you are. Who are you? Now that all this craziness, all the influences around you, the social media, the guilt, the frustration, all of that, now that it's all gone, who are you? Who are you? Do you like creating things? What do you like to create? Do you like making people smile? Do you feel happy when you read a good book? Do you like writing? Do you like just sitting with people? Do you have some good friends that you'd like to connect with? Just kind of explore yourself. What kind of things do you like? What kind of feelings do you like to experience? And what do you imagine your ideal self looking like? Okay, if you in this moment of peace, imagine yourself being someone and doing things that are a little bit different from who you are and what you're doing now, then recognize that as who you are. And it is within you. All of that's within you. Because you are literally this unlimited human being. You have this amazing potential that may just be locked up within you because of all these external experiences that you're allowing to absorb into your body and your mind. But as you kind of practice this journey of self-discovery, practice this each day if you can. Practice it once a week. If you can't, do it every day. It's going to be much easier to go out and experience what other people are saying and what other people are doing around you, and to recognize and have that confidence that you are an amazing human being on the inside and that nobody can change that. Literally nothing that anybody says or does is going to affect who you are. Now, what's so cool about this practice is that you are literally, first of all, you are validating yourself because you are validating the things that are happening in your life. You are validating those experiences, but you are also validating the truth of who you are for real. The truth that you have this amazing, unlimited, divine potential, and that nobody can change that. As you do this, if you do it every day, if you do it every week, as you do it, you start to become more and more of that person that's deep within you that is maybe struggling to get out because of everything that's going on. That person starts to become more real for you. Who you are starts to shine more. You start to have more of that confidence. You act in that. You start to live that more. And I love this practice. This is what I've done for several years now. I still believe that I have to practice that. There are still days where I get to the end of the day and I feel frustration and I feel guilt and I feel tired and exhausted and angry, and there's feelings, right? Life has lots of feelings. But when I take that time to be gentle with myself and recognize, okay, I feel frustrated right now, I feel guilty, I feel like I didn't do everything I could today, or so-and-so left me out, I didn't get invited to this activity or whatever social event. When I'm letting those things kind of eat at me, then at the end of the day or at some point during the week, if I can just focus on those, validate my feelings, recognize, yes, it is normal for me to feel like that. It's normal for me not to feel good from this experience. But then I just take a deep breath, let it go, and again, come back into myself and just fill myself with that vision of the person that I am, the person that I want to be, and the things that I want to develop. So what do I really want in life? Do I want people to flock to me in crowds? Do I want to be invited to every single social event by this person? Most of the time, no. But there are things that I do want, and a lot of those things are like, I want people to feel good around me. I want people to feel uplifted when I have conversations with them. When I talk to people, I want them to just feel happy, and I want them to walk away feeling like they had this really great, uplifting conversation. I want people to feel like I'm changing their lives without needing to have like tons and tons of people physically flocking to me. So that's something that I want, and when I really focus on that, then when I am with people, then, I don't have to stress so much about, oh, is so-and-so saying they like my artwork, or is so-and-so asking me questions about me? No, I'm able to much more focus on how am I making this person feel right now. And that focus, that shift, recognizing who I am internally, who I want to be, brings a lot of peace and a lot of confidence. And no longer do I worry, oh, what is this person thinking of me? Or am I going to have enough friends or whatever? None of that matters anymore, because it's literally just me focusing on uplifting people and becoming that person who I am and developing that amazing unlimited potential, which you have as well. Literally every single person on this planet, whoever was, whoever is, whoever will be, has that same amazing divine potential that is so unlimited, and you taking that time to focus in on it is just one of those ways that you can start to unlock that and unleash it. Super, super powerful. So I want you to try practicing that. If you can do it every day, even if you can only do it for like 5 minutes, right before you go to bed, right when you wake up, if you have a break in the middle of the day, just practice that grounding exercise, right? Take some deep breaths. Focus on your surroundings, focus on how you feel, how the air is moving around you. If you want to do some yoga at the same time, that's great. Focus on how the bed feels beneath you, or the seat, or how the ground feels beneath your feet. Maybe you have a backyard, you can go outside, you can stand in the grass and just focus on the sounds of the nature, on the smells, the movement of the breeze. Focus on that, then start to notice what thoughts and feelings you're experiencing. Validate them, remind yourself that it's okay to experience those things, that they're normal. Say thank you to yourself, thank you to your mind and body, thank you self for keeping me alive and well and healthy. Thank you for having feelings, because that is part of the human existence. Gently let them go, and then focus on who you are, who you want to be. Fill your mind and body with that vision of who you want to be, the feelings that you want to feel. Be it love, be it confidence, be it patience, be it peace. Fill yourself with that experience and really visualize that person that you are. Explore who you are. Explore what you like, what you love, what you want in life, what kind of people you want to be attracted to you, what kind of people you want to spend time around. Just ask yourself all these different questions. Get to know yourself. Doing so is going to increase your confidence. It's going to help you feel internally validated so that you don't have to rely on any sort of external validation, and you will know that you are on the path that is best for you.